नमस्कार, मैं हूं विशाल पांडे और इस वक्त अमेरिका, इजराइल, ईरान का युद्ध लगातार जारी है। हालांकि इस बीच में अमेरिका के राष्ट्रपति डोनाल्ड ट्रंप यह जरूर कह रहे हैं कि ईरान के साथ बीते 3 दिनों से उनकी बातचीत जारी है, लेकिन इन सब के बीच क्या सीज फायर होगा या फिर यह युद्ध जारी रहेगा? इजराइल का स्टैंड क्या रहने वाला है? इस पर बातचीत करने के लिए हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं भारत में इजराइल के राजदूत रुवेन अजार। Sir, welcome to ABP News. My first question is that at a time when the US and Iran are reportedly in talks, how does Israel view this happening, the development which is happening right now between America and Iran? And the dialogue with Iran can really lead to any meaningful outcome?
Well, it's a pleasure to speak with ABP. Thank you for this interview. We are completely in sync with the United States, and we support the diplomatic efforts to end the war. I think that is a positive thing that finally this regime in Iran, despite the fact that they have said that they are not going to negotiate with the United States, they are doing exactly that. And this is a result of the tremendous pressure we've been putting on them. So I hope that the situation is ripe not just for negotiation, but also for a resolution, because if they do not accept the conditions that were put forward, we will continue this operation until they get to the point that either they will debilitate it to the extent they cannot harm us substantially anymore, or that we will have an agreement that will get the enriched uranium out of Iran, that will curb their ballistic missile program and stop the support for the proxies, the terrorist organizations that are attacking us all the time.
But Ambassador, do you think, is there any possibility of ceasefire given the current situation on the ground? And what are the conditions for the ceasefire? What Israel expecting from America and from Iran?
Well, as I said, the conditions are very clear and they were there from the beginning. We want the elimination of the military nuclear program. For that, we need to remove the enriched uranium out of Iran. We need to make sure that there is zero enrichment on Iranian soil, because we cannot trust a regime that has been cheating the international community and not fulfilling the requirements of the agreements they themselves have signed, especially the safeguards agreement with the IAEA. The second thing that we want is to curb their ballistic missile program, because they have been actually engaging in creating thousands and thousands of rockets and ballistic missiles that together can pose an existential threat on our country and also on countries in the region. And not only that, they have been developing intercontinental ballistic missiles with a range of at least 4,000 kilometers, as the one that we've seen that they fired at Diego Garcia Island only a few days back. So that is very important to take care of. In addition to that, we've seen that they have been destabilizing the region for the last few decades with their support to terrorist organizations like Hezbollah, like Hamas, like the militias in Iraq, like the Houthi militias, to whom they have been transferring not only weapons but also training, money, and technology to produce weapons of mass destruction. So all of that has to stop. Once all of that is stopped, then we can have peace in our region.
I can see Israel is fighting with Iran since a very long time. But at this time, do you think these terms will be accepted by Iran? What is
what
Israel?
Has been happening actually is not that we've been fighting with Iran. It's that Iran, the regime of Iran, has sworn to destroy the state of Israel for no reason whatsoever. They want to become the hegemon in the region. They think that by fighting Israel, they will be able to win their historic war of Shia against Sunni, or I don't know what. But at the end of the day, they are engaging in these projects to exterminate us, and we try to solve it through diplomacy for years now, fighting their proxies, trying to approach them with negotiations on the nuclear file, etc. But it didn't help. At the end of the day, they got to a situation in which these existential threats were becoming immune from our capability to remove them. And therefore, we had to act now. And that's exactly what we did. And therefore, we have reached a situation in which this is a moment of truth. Either this regime will cooperate diplomatically, or they will continue suffering these blows that will degrade their capability to harm us and to harm the region and the international community.
That's what I'm asking from your experience. Will Iran accept these terms which is telling by you to the Iran?
I don't know. I think we'll have to wait and see. The mere fact that they have agreed to negotiate, despite the fact that they've said that they will not negotiate with the United States, tells you something about their situation. So they are, not necessarily talking with one voice. It seems that their ranks are seriously undermined and lack coordination, and that is a testament of their situation. So it's encouraging that this negotiation is going on. I don't know if it will conclude in a successful way, and we are in constant contact with our American friends to make sure that our requirements and the requirements of the international community will be met.
But America and Israel are on the same page?
Absolutely.
Okay, there are reports that talks between the US and Iran taking place in Islamabad. Are you aware from this fact? And,
we are aware of the
and does Israel accept Pakistan's role in this?
Look, we are not concentrating on the location of the negotiations. It's not that important for us. What is important is that we will deal with the substance, that we will get what we need in order to make ourselves secure, to remove these existential threats. If that is achieved, then the location of the negotiations is a marginal question that is up to the United States to decide.
Because this conflict has been going on for a long time, do you think there is any realistic possibility of regime change? Is it still possible in Iran, or it is not?
I think it's only a matter of time until this regime will fall, because this regime is oppressing the Iranian people, is not fulfilling the hopes of the Iranian people to live in stability and prosperity. It has been depriving the Iranian people from the freedom that they need, from their capability to express themselves, to initiate businesses, to live a decent life. And therefore, we've seen during the start of the, since the start of the operation, that a lot of people in Iran are actually celebrating this operation. They are screaming from their houses. They are celebrating each time that they see that we are degrading the capability of the regime. So what we are doing now is giving them an opportunity to embrace their future. We hope that after this war is over, the Iranian people will find the courage that is required in order to really free themselves from this oppression they've been suffering for so long.
And there has been a lot of discussion about Mustafa Khamenei. What is Israel's position on him, and do you see him continuing as a key figure in Iran, like the supreme leadership? Does Israel accept this or not?
Well, we will continue fighting this war and we will take care of anyone that continues with the policy of trying to exterminate the state of Israel. Mujtaba is not immune from our attempts to remove him, and this will continue until the moment that Iran decides to change course.
And from Israel's perspective, is Iran fighting this war on its own, or any other country from back or from front is supporting Iran? What is Israel thinking about
although
this?
The Iranians are getting some support when it comes to logistics and other things, I think that they are disappointed that they are not getting the support they were hoping for from the countries that they have been in touch with. I think they are pretty isolated, and that's a good thing.
And if we talk about India, what do you see India's role in this West Asia crisis?
Well, India has a lot to contribute in our region because, first of all, it is involved in the region. There are many millions of Indians that are living in West Asia, and there is a great prospect for cooperation and prosperity and connectivity when the region goes back to stability. We have to have a very solid security foundation that we are building together with our American friends and other countries in the region, so we can have political stability. And then the economic fruits that are going to come from the cooperation of the region with India are going to be huge.
India has consistently called for peace and de-escalation, and Prime Minister Modi has also stressed reducing tensions at a time when global supply chains and many countries are being affected. Is Israel also now leaning more towards peace?
We have always leaned towards peace. The only challenge that we had is that there were forces, unfortunately, in our region that decided not to accept us, not to accept the right of the Jewish people for a nation state of its own, didn't accept our sovereignty, and decided that they want to destroy us. From the moment that they change their attitude, there will be peace, like the peace we did with Egypt, or we did with Abraham Accord countries, or we did with Jordan. So Israel will continue to pursue peace, but it will also continue to deal very seriously with those that are trying to destroy it.
And what are the situations on ground in Israel right now? What are your assessment during this war?
Well, we have millions of people still running to shelters because the Iranian regime is attacking our civilian communities with cluster ballistic missiles that are releasing small bombs that have pretty much of an impact. But on the positive side, we have degraded the capability to fire big barrages of missiles towards Israel compared to the beginning of the war and compared to what we had back in June. And we are intercepting about 90% of these missiles. So it means that still we have casualties. Unfortunately, we had 20 casualties since the beginning of the war, and we have hundreds of wounded. And still, our schools are not operating. We hope to sort out this situation soon, either when we manage to hit more the capability of the Iranian regime to strike us, or through a diplomatic solution that now is being negotiated.
One last question, Ambassador Sir. Do you think this is the last chance which Israel and America have to change the regime in Iran?
No,
the situation we can see.
It's not the last chance. It was the last chance of preventing this regime from gaining immunity that they wanted on their weapons of mass destruction. So we had to take action now. But no, I think we will still have plenty of time to pursue freedom for Iran. It's mainly up to the Iranian people, because we do not have intentions of determining the future of this regime, of this country, but we are determined to continue debilitating this regime because of its radical, theocratic, fanatic approach, because of the quest to annihilate us that apparently is not going to change unless we are proactive. Can we expect ceasefire anytime soon, because the talks are going on? I think that President Trump was very clear that he sees some advancement in the negotiations. We hope that it will come to a rapid conclusion, because we are all interested in stability and peace. But peace and stability can only be reached when those that have aggressive intentions towards their neighbors stop promoting such policies.
थैंक यू सो मच. थैंक यू टू स्पीकिंग विद एबीपी न्यूज. तो ये थे इजराइल के राजदूत रूवेन अज़ार, जिन्होंने एबीपी न्यूज से बातचीत में ये कहा है कि इजराइल हमेशा शांति का पक्षधर रहा है, इजराइल सीज फायर की ओर देख रहा है, लेकिन अगर ईरान इजराइल की शर्तों को मानता है, यानी जो यूरेनियम संवर्धन है उसे रोकता है, या फिर जो उसके बैलिस्टिक मिसाइल के कार्यक्रम है उसको रोकता है, तो देखना यह होगा कि जो बातचीत जारी है उससे क्या आउटकम निकलता है. लेकिन इजराइल के राजदूत ने साफ किया है कि अमेरिका और इजराइल इस मुद्दे पर एक साथ एक पेज पर हैं. विशाल पांडे, एबीपी न्यूज, दिल्ली.